from the Corona Premier Studios in Lubbock, Texas, this is Campus Live.
What's up, Texas Tech, and welcome to a very special edition of Campus Live TV. I'm Reagan Heston. Why so special? Well, in this episode, we got the chance to sit down with our fearless leader of Texas Tech, Chancellor Ted Mitchell. In our exclusive interview, we discuss academic milestones, success across the TTU system, and so much more. Hope you enjoy.
Chancellor, thanks so much for joining us here at Campus Live. Let's kick things off here. It's been an amazing year for Texas Tech across the entire system, from academics, athletics, research, enrollment, you name it. How does that make you feel coming from the Chancellor's seat?
Oh, outstanding. This is, if you think about Texas Tech going all the way back to 1923, it's always been this jewel out here in West Texas that for the longest time was a place for people to go to that lived out in this region. But as the world has gotten smaller everywhere, our light has been shining a bit brighter. And now, if you look at us as a Carnegie Tier 1 university, if you look at what athletics has done over the past year, if you look at the legislative session that we just had, we're in a very different place now than we were just a few years ago as a university and as a university system.
And speaking about the legislative system, can you give our fans just a little bit of a recap about all the success?
Sure. So the way the legislature works in the state of Texas is they only go into session for 4 months every other year. So the state of Texas does all of its business in a 4-month period on odd numbered years. And so you have to really be ready to go down there and get in the mix of things in order to make sure that your priorities are addressed by the House and by the Senate. And so from the very beginning of this, rather than just go to Austin periodically to answer questions when people would have them, we made sure that we enlisted not just the Chancellor's office and government relations, but the university presidents were all very actively engaged in this. We had alumni that were engaged in this. We had our Board of Regents engaged. We actually had former chancellors engaged as well. We wanted to make sure that there was an ongoing presence in Austin for people to really understand the things that we need to make our system move forward and the things that we need, more importantly, for our students and for our population out here. So it was a much more coordinated effort than what we've had historically.
Let's transition just a little bit, Dr. Mitchell. Can you tell us just a little bit about the Texas Tech Mental Health Institute and its positive initiatives that it has?
Sure. When you talk about mental health overall, historically, that's been something that people don't like to discuss. And if you think about it, from a scientific standpoint, mental disease is no different than other medical diseases. And yet, what we've done culturally, and this is not just in Texas, it's not just in the United States, this is worldwide. What we've done culturally is we've tried to suppress that in folks and to say, look, just do something about it. You go do something about it. Take care of it on your own. And there's always been this sense of shame and silence about it. But one of the things that people need to understand with mental health, because it's no different than other health issues, if you came in and presented to me with diabetes, I wouldn't say, listen, you're living a great life, don't have diabetes. That would be silly, and anybody would think that's silly, but with mental health, we do that. Someone comes in with depression, and we say, look, gosh, you've got a great life, don't be depressed. And so for the person, it just compounds the problem. So if you look at the unmet needs of mental health, again, not just in this region, but all over, one of the things that we've been working to address is pulling a group together of all the resources that we have between the Health Sciences Center and Texas Tech. So on the Health Sciences Center side, it will be counseling, it will be psychiatry, things that we have over there. On the Texas Tech side, it'll be psychology, marriage and family counseling, early childhood development, all these different strengths, and try to pull them together, pool our resources into this mental health institute, so that when it comes to serving the population of people around here, and when it comes to performing research in the area, we've brought together synergistically all these disparate groups to form the Institute.
Wonderful. Okay, Chancellor, let's talk a little bit about your role. You have a very dual role. How do you manage being the Chancellor of the system and with the Health Science Center and being the face? How do you squeeze it all in?
With great folks around you. I mean, the fact of the matter is, we've got phenomenal people at the system. We've got phenomenal people at the Health Sciences Center that quite frankly, you get good folks in place, you let them do their thing, and they come to you when they need guidance for something. But otherwise, it really does make your life easier when you've got really talented people around you doing things that they're much better at doing than you are.
You had a really interesting note at graduation commencement, your topic.
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. You know, the thing is, if you think about each one of us, doesn't matter what it is you're wanting to do in life, it doesn't matter what career path you choose, everybody, every day has choices. And one of the things that you hope to be able to express to the students as they graduate is that what we've given them, what Texas Tech has given them, is an education. But an education is not just a bucket full of knowledge. An education should be a tool that they can use to solve problems as they move forward. So the educations that they have, they're meant to be stretched. They're meant to be challenged. They're meant to be utilized, and not something that once they cross that stage, the learning stops. In fact, it's quite the contrary. The learning is just beginning. So if they can learn right now that the choices they make every day will eventually determine where they go in life, and if they can develop the discipline to evaluate every choice every day, then they will surely be successful for themselves and their families and their friends, but they'll also be a great ambassador for what it is that we do at Texas Tech.
All right. You know, Texas Tech has had much success across the entire board. There's no doubt about it. What is your vision for the future?
Well, the biggest, I'll say, obstacle that we have at Texas Tech is one that's actually very admirable. We have a culture of humility that is as ingrained in us as the tumbleweeds are to West Texas. It's just here and it's part of it. And having people understand that you can still be humble and you can still have humility, but simultaneously let folks know what a wonderful university and what a wonderful university system we have out here. Historically, the folks in West Texas have been just work hard, nose to the grindstone, get the work done, let the work speak for itself. But in today's atmosphere in higher education, where there is competition for the dollar everywhere, it becomes critical that as a university system, we're able to showcase who it is and what we do and the great things about this area. West Texas is typically not a place that people go to, it's a place people go through on their way to the mountains, on their way to the beaches going the other direction. And so we have to give them a reason to want to spend time with us out here for that period of time.
Okay, last question here. You know, we've invited you to our home here at the Texas Tech Innovation Hub. What does innovation mean to you, and why is a facility like this so crucial in developing research and startups here at Texas Tech?
Well, let me start with the second question. So, the way I think of the Innovation Hub is it's like a combination between an air traffic controller and a high school counselor. You have the folks out here, part of what they do is they look at the horizon all around us. They can see things coming that we don't see coming. They can see things coming and they can see things out there that, quite frankly, our researchers that are off in their labs or our researchers that are working on clinical studies, whatever it may be, they're focused down here, but up here people are looking at the horizon. And by doing it then, they can help put people together. They can help wind up saying, hey, I see this coming up over here. We've got some people that we could link up with this and get some synergies with it. The high school counselor part of it is when they look inward and say, hey, listen, we know that you're doing this over here. It's great work. We can help you with that a little bit. If you'll come over here and work with us, and we can make something that you're doing that's really good right now, we can really make it great. And once we've done that, then we can actually look for people around here outside of our system that might have an interest in jumping in on this idea with you. And so as a system, as a university system, having an incubator where people are constantly looking outwards and constantly looking inwards to see where they can marry things up, marry up projects, and marry up researchers and marry up entrepreneurs, it becomes a wonderful tool for the system. And we're to the point now as a system that becomes the next big step for us. Not just to continue to do the great things that we're doing, but to showcase them in a way that other people want to jump in with us.
That's all for this episode of Campus Live TV. What did you think about our interview? Let us know in the comments below. And be sure to like and share this video and follow us on all social media platforms at Campus Live TTU. And we want to give a very special thanks to Chancellor Ted Mitchell for giving us the opportunity to sit down and talk about all things Texas Tech. And finally, until next time from Campus Live TV, I'm Reagan Heston.